You're listening to The Good Pod Guide, where I, journalist and podcast fangirl Lauren Windle, bring you the lowdown on the pods you should be listening to. You guys are going to thank me for this one because I'm about to introduce you to Joan and Jericha. These guys are utter filth. Do not listen to this with your parents or your kids or probably even your partner or your friends. This one is definitely your guilty secret. It was launched back in 2018 and it's these two agony aunts who respond to their listeners' questions. The questions are wild, but they are only topped in their outrageousness by the responses. The advice is unsympathetic, totally judgmental, like absolutely horrendous. So whether someone's husband is pushing them to get a boob job because he says that their breasts look like mangled socks, or their husband is being amorous with the family pet, you can guarantee that Joan and Jericha is going to tell that person that they have brought it on themselves. It's of course satire, and their advice is not to be heeded. Like, my goodness, it is not to be heeded unless you're some kind of sexually depraved misogynist. But standout moments for me included when someone emailed in because their partner always had suspect brown markings in their underwear. And Joan and Jericha's advice was, well, what kind of washing detergent are you using? Are you letting them down by not removing these marks effectively? The other one that I know I told a lot of my friends about was when one woman messaged in because their partner insisted on making love to her with his toe. She basically said it was kind of painful and not enjoyable or stimulating in the way that you would hope. And they basically said, oh, my goodness, loosen up and live a little, get involved, which is just absolutely horrendous. Joan and Jericha are played by British comedians and actors Vicki Pepperdine and Julia Davis. So I Googled them just to see if I knew who they were. Julia Davis, I recognised instantly because she is Dawn of Dawn and Pete from Gavin and Stacey, which is a bit mean because she's done a lot of other incredible work, but instantly that was where my mind went. You can dig in and out of this podcast. It doesn't follow a story. You can just pick an episode and dive in. They're only 20 to 25 minutes, but there's plenty because they've recorded 3 seasons and I'm pretty sure they're still going. So it's a low commitment podcast, but it is absolutely shocking. And if you're easily offended, it honestly may not be one for you. I have listened to it and thought, if this was a certificate, I wonder if I would be old enough to be hearing it. In the next episode, I introduce you to an incredible new podcast you almost certainly will never have heard of. For more info on the Good Pod Guide, check out the show notes. Also, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, like, subscribe, and leave a positive review. It makes a big difference.